Hi everybody, I'm Sandy.
And I'm Debbie.
We're from the Normal Paranormal Group. And today
is
Five
Things Wednesday.
Yes, we haven't been doing it for a while. We decided we're going to make a new video effort making 5 Things Wednesday, talking about ghosts. We're going to talk about objects, animals, shadows, messages, and technology. And most important, Thursday on the 25th is going to be
the full moon.
That's right.
So let the paranormal activity begin and let the dreams and insomnia.
That's right. Just remember that insomnia goes with that.
Yeah, that walks hand in hand.
Yeah, who knows? And trust me, we've been having some weird dreams.
And ever since the winter solstice on December 21st, there's been a plethora of paranormal activity marching through. So if you've noticed a big jump in activity within that time period, yes, this whole month is loaded with paranormal
Trust
activity.
me, there is a lot of paranormal activities.
Right.
Debbie had an incident that happened about
a couple days ago.
Oh my God.
I know. Could you believe it? I walked to the kitchen cabinet, the countertop, and out of the corner of my good eye, I seen my picture floating across the small hallway, and it was flat on the wall. And no one was in there.
There's no windows. The doors are closed.
No wind,
nothing.
No vents, no nothing. No one was thumping or dropping or bumping things.
And that picture's been there for a long time.
A long time. And I thought, what am I looking at? And I could see in the middle of the hallway, it started tilting, where I could see the back and the 4 corners. And then all of a sudden, like gravity kicked in and it went bam, a real loud bang on the floor, like a slap. And my husband, who can't hear me talk across the room, actually heard it. And he asked what that was, and I says, I can't believe it. Our family photo is just flown across the hall and hit the floor. And right away, it's I don't know, maybe the Irish Italian in me, but it's an omen. I said it's an omen.
And when the picture falls off the wall,
something's gonna happen to someone in that portrait. And that was my family. So what did I do? Called everybody up, and I was glad no one blew me off. And I says, just say a prayer of protection. Everyone say a prayer of protection.
And we believe in 3 days. 3 days.
Yes.
Always do. We got this thing about threes.
Yes, especially with this icy streets and...
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
So, yeah, even I had that incident where, like you see, you get messages and all of that. The same thing when I told my sister that one time, and I told the story before, about I have my Christmas tree in the basement. It's only 3 foot, and then it's all decorated. And it's covered up with a couple items on there, and I have this angels that are on the tree. It's my husband's favorite ornaments, and he passed away going on 10 years now. And so I'm looking, and something caught my eye in the middle of the basement floor, and I went, what is that? It was so tiny. I went over there to look. It was an angel from my tree. And I'm baffled because how did this angel get off the tree?
Out of a box.
Out of a box and covered up, not just once but twice with things.
Yeah, the tree was not up.
No, this is way before. And like Debbie had the same incident with a necklace that she had in a jewelry box or something, or
my necklace.
Her necklace, same difference.
This is the Immaculate Conception, the Blessed Mother, and belonged to my mother. And I've owned it ever since I was like 17. And it was in a jewelry box, tied up in a velvet pouch, and I had 3 boxes on top of that. And I was waiting for my sister to come over, and I went to look out the window, and I came back, and the surprise is I didn't hear no noise. And I noticed my kitchen table was pushed like 2-3 feet away from the kitchen countertop. And laying on the floor, laid out really nice, was my pennant, my Mary pennant here. And and I went into the bedroom and I started taking the boxes off, and I went to the jewelry box where it was in, and the pouch was still in there and still tied.
Isn't that amazing?
Still tied. And it was empty.
So how did it get out of the pouch?
How?
It's like the angel. How? These are things that we're wondering how. And then we like to talk about another object that we laugh about today is Debbie's Chatty Cathy Christmas ornament. Gotta talk about Chatty Cathy.
Oh my gosh. My son Matthew doesn't like dolls.
Nobody likes haunted dolls.
So anyways,
She's haunted by the way.
Yeah, I didn't realize it, but he was hanging up the ornaments and stuff, and she fell off the tree into the hallway. I mean, like 3 feet across. And my son I picked her up. I says, Matt, I hope you didn't break her. And so I'm holding her like this, and I pulled the string, and she says, you hurt me. My son's eyes bugged out. He wanted to throw my doll out the front door. And so later on, I was going to wrap it up and send it to my daughter's house. And when I pulled the string, she would say, where am I going? And I says, you're going to a new home. And I pressed it again, where am I going? I said, you're going on a new Christmas tree. Where am I going? Oh, you're going on my tree. And I put her on the tree, and then she started saying different messages.
It's crazy. Like, we call her our haunted Chatty Cathy. Nobody's going to want her, that's for sure.
Nope.
So we're going to talk about another thing that you could probably relate to, most of you out there who own animals. Debbie had her dogs barking at 3 a.m. in the morning.
Right. We were sound asleep at 3 a.m. All three of them were on our bed, and they didn't leave. They didn't leave the bed, and they were looking out the bedroom door, and they were barking. And my little one, she was growling away. And so I took a picture. We have a picture.
We posted it.
Well, I'll have Sandy repost it. And since it was so dark, I lightened it up. And you could actually see a picture of a kid's face.
Yes, like a boy's face. And a mist. And a mist.
And a mist, yeah.
And I had incidents where I have a disabled son at home, and I take care of, and when it's time to put him to bed, my dog follows me, Miss Reba, and she lays on the bed, and all of a sudden I would be watching her, and like she'll be looking, and I'm watching her eyes follow something, going up, going sideways, going this way, like she's actually looking at somebody, and I say, who are you looking at? And Richard will do the same thing, will stare. Richard can't talk, so I'm sure that he sees something too. And I went, okay. But yeah, so you might have animals and that see things and maybe bark. They may be barking at it or growling at it or just watching it. Don't blow them off. They actually do see something. They have better vision than we will ever have. And then we're going to talk about receiving messages from the other side. Debbie gets messages. It's crazy.
It's on a regular old-time telephone.
In a dream.
In a dream. It's an old-time telephone from the 60s.
Mm-hmm.
And the phone would ring, and I would pick it up, and I would hear a staticky noise, and then I would hear a muffled sound, and I hear a voice trying to get through the hazy audio, and I said, what? Who died? And then the phone would hang up, and then I would hang up the phone, and the next day I would get a phone call or something that someone died.
And the same thing with me. And it started, really, it's crazy because I don't remember dreams, but I talked about it a couple of times, and one was with Rose. And it's the first time I ever dreamt of this. It was weird that she was in the bathtub and there was water, and the water's covering her whole face. You could see like little bubbles, like bubbly water, clear. And then all of a sudden her face will come out of the water, and she's talking to me, and she's saying something, but it sounds like a dolphin or something, hearing something. And I'm going, and she'll go back into the water and then come back out, and she'll say, and I'm leaving, and I can hear it, like that sound, and it's like from the other side or something.
I know, it almost sounds like Stargate.
Yeah.
Remember when Kurt Russell put his face through that?
Yeah, if you watch Stargate.
That's if you ever watched Stargate.
And same thing, and then all of a sudden I had a dream about my husband, which is weird after that, and his feet are in a bathtub, but it's covered with water, and he's talking and he's saying something. What is this with bathtub and water with me? Debbie's got the whole time the phone's messages, and I'm getting what water, bathtubs with water. That's crazy.
I think she's just going through a dimensional realm into another realm.
Like a portal.
And then going back. And not
Not realizing what's going on there. They're trying to talk to me, and I just can't understand what they're trying to say to me. Another thing that we like to talk about, this is crazy, you probably also experienced this too, some of you out there, technology. Technology is great. But I mean, like if you're sitting at, this happened to Debbie and me, sitting in the front, the living room, some say front room, some say living room, well, how you want to say it, the TV will turn off by itself or turn on by itself.
I would be in the kitchen writing something down, and lo and behold, the TV would turn on by itself. And then my husband and I were sitting in the front room, and the TV channel started changing. And my husband said, "Why are you turning the channels?" I said, "I'm not doing it. I thought you did it." He said, "No." And we both looked down, and on the end table, there's the remote laying between the both of us on the end table with no one near it.
And same thing to me. My channels changed a couple times without no one around. And bringing about the television brings me to the subject of the shadow. And when before Debbie got sick, in the black part of the frame of the TV, I started seeing her dog Molly, who passed away. And I'm looking. I says, "Molly? Is that Molly?" And I seen her several times, and I called Debbie up. "Debbie, I see Molly," and I couldn't figure it out why Molly was coming to me. Blew my mind.
Yep.
So, and then talking about more shadows, and it happened this year. I talked about it, about seeing a headless man. I could see the colors of the clothes, like brown khaki pants or what do you want to call them, like a plaid shirt and a brown, like a beige sweater, but no head. And then I'm sitting on my phone, and on the side of it's like television, I seen the shadow man, a shadow of a man, big man, same size as the guy with no head, but this guy had a head, but it was just totally black. And I seen him walking, like moving, and I see him moving towards where I would have the bedroom at. And I'm thinking, and I'm looking like, I wasn't afraid. I'm just curious. Why am I seeing this man for? So maybe you're seeing things. I mean, I don't jump to conclusions, and I'm not afraid. Debbie's not afraid. We're just curious.
I think we've got desensitized.
I think so, from living in a haunted house our whole life.
I mean, as kids, you get scared of the unknown, and you don't understand. Basically, you don't understand what the unknown is. And especially when your parents won't talk about it, and having a mother who's seen ghosts her whole life and seen things would say, "Well, I didn't want to scare you more than you were."
That's right. But you have to remember, that's why we started this group. Because we know what we went through, and we know what you're going through, and we believe you. I mean,
Right.
because you haven't seen it doesn't mean it doesn't happen.
That's
you
true.
didn't see the Hat Man doesn't mean he doesn't exist.
He does.
I mean, we believe in all sorts of things, aliens and
I mean,
miracles.
Right. How many things are documented by people across this planet
Right.
for centuries? Not just like, oh, this happened this year, but for centuries.
It's too easy to put people down and
Right.
debunk.
And it's easy to say, oh, it's mass hysteria.
You're
you know.
crazy. You're on drugs. What medication are you on? People want to always find reasons. I mean, but you know what? This has been going on for centuries.
Millennials.
Millennia. This has been going way back. So miracles do happen. Things happen. So share your story.
Especially has paranormal activity picked up since December 21st.
Yeah, have you been experiencing more paranormal activity now?
And
Please.
it's supposed to continue.
Sorry, please share
Actually,
your
it is.
stories. People want to hear this. They want to know they're
not
experiencing-
alone.
They're not alone. So that's why we're here to share our stories. I am Sandy.
And I am Debbie.
We're from the Normal Paranormal Group. Until next time, bye for
Bye.
now.